Hey, it's Sarah Jane. This is a little daily bit of love medicine. I'm calling these love walks of wisdom with my little buddy Archie. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Say hi. And I just wanted to pop in today and just, say to you, reach out and touch someone. Hi, Kyra. Nice to see you here. I love, those of you who know me know I love spelling. I love the sound frequency of words. Hi, David. That we either get to use the words as alchemists to spell into being from crystalline form, psychic viruses, or we get to expand into a psychic frequency of healing. And we need to look at how we're using our words. And I was just, since this whole thing started and people were talking about social isolating and social distancing, and I kind of feel there's such a heaviness on it because we know that we need safety, connection, and belonging. Those are the three basic intrinsic things that we need as mammals. Without physical touch, without eyes on us, we die. We don't thrive. So, what if we each contribute to stop? Hi, Julie. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Joe. What if we actually use our small but mighty voices and our big hearts to actually heal this great separation sickness that is literally killing us, killing the world, and is very prevalent, and I think pretty predictable, that when you put people in their homes and you tell them to stay in their homes, to socially isolate, alcohol sales have gone up. I know in South Africa they've actually stopped the sale of alcohol and cigarettes, and people start abusing people. Instead of using this time as a time to know that, when you're in close proximity with people that you love and perhaps have grown apart because we're all busy doing life up until this point, and now you're kind of holding each other captive in a home. You can't get away from each other, where perhaps there was dysfunction before. What if we can use this time, to really deepen into looking at relationships and how we can deepen into more intimacy, more understanding, more allowance, get to know who those people that you're living with are. Maybe that's your kids, maybe it's your in-laws, maybe it's your children, and of course maybe it's yourself. So instead of choosing to isolate, which actually, if you think about it, is used as a form of torture. What do they call that? Solitary confinement. It's torture. It might have been fun for a couple of days, but I think a lot of people are starting to go a little stir crazy. Those that are on their own, what if today we can just open our hearts, do one random act of kindness that'll make you feel less like you're isolated or alone, and just reach out and say to somebody, hey, how are you? And really mean it, say it like you mean it, and allow yourself to be that silent witness, to hold space for that person to tell you how they really are, beyond the superficial, surface, rushed, hurried, normal check-in or obligatory check-ins that so many of us often find ourselves feeling like we need to do out of obligation that is not from love. What if we actually just start to actually ask ourselves, what would love do here? How would it feel to be touched, to reach out and touch somebody that perhaps you have no idea what they're going through at the moment. I think this is a really hard one. Yourself is a good one, absolutely. And I think, we have a choice. We always have a choice. Sometimes we don't have a choice. I went on a rather large rant last night, for those of you that joined me. Thank you for being part of that conversation, where we really looked at, what it means to be social activists right now. what it really means to stand in sacred holism, to come together in a place. And I think it starts from being uncomfortable, and looking at, what stage of grief are you in right now. I think a lot of people are in denial, and I think a lot of people are, kind of waiting it out, and seeing a lot of discomfort in the dysfunction of many of their relationships. And that might be, personally, again, your relationship with food, your relationship with anything, that is an ism, where you go to perhaps escape some of the things that perhaps you got away with before because you said you were busy. We can't say that we don't have time right now. In my work, when I help people to really get to trust who they are, trust that they're enough, reset their nervous systems, heal from childhood attachment wounds. Often, most of the time, when we really get to, what is it that you really want, it's one of the freedoms. Either it's, Archie's having a dump, nature calls. Sometimes, most of the time, it's a time freedom that people want. It's not always money freedom. It's time freedom. It's location freedom. And, if you've been asking for time freedom and you now have more time on your hands than ever before, what if you take some of that time that you have and you actually, first of all, sit and get to know yourself intimately? What do you want? What are your desires? And, what kind of ritual, because I think rituals are so important at this time, that you're holding yourself in devotional practice, that you can actually start to sit with all the feels, feel all the feels, and support other people who perhaps are having a really hard time right now, are feeling alone. Reach out and touch the people in your house. Hold space, listen without interrupting, and then go call somebody. Call somebody that perhaps you haven't spoken to for a while, and just ask them, how are you? And then listen. Just reach out and touch somebody. So that's my love wisdom walk with Archie for today. I'd love to hear in the comments below. Hi Sophia, nice to see you. Hi Kim, hi Katia. I'd love to know, what random act of kindness, what place of generosity that you haven't allowed yourself to give to yourself, or perhaps somebody that you love, or perhaps somebody that is alone, maybe a work colleague, maybe somebody that you passed in the street. It's just like we cannot create more separation sickness. And I think one of the, the toxic psychic viruses, the detrimental side effects of this social isolation is that people are actually are getting to be afraid of each other. And that is a dangerous slippery slope for us as a mammalian species that need each other, that need touch, that need a village, that need eyes on us to say, you're okay, you're safe, you can rest now. We can't go there. We just can't. If you want a strong immune system, you got to keep your heart open. And I know vulnerability is not an easy thing, but it's a necessary thing. And isn't it, Arch? And gosh, I lost my train of thought on that one, but I think you get what I'm saying. This guy was saying, a greengrocer, that was I got some beautiful fresh vegetables from today, and he was saying, oh my gosh, I said something about how strange and interesting this time is, and I was so grateful that he was still selling his produce on the side of the street. And yes, there were, I'm not saying not be careful. Don't be careful, because careful means being afraid. Be aware, be aware of, wash your hands, keep your 2 meter distance, wear gloves, do all the right things, but don't go into this paranoid state of fear, which is a psychic virus, aim to paralyze you, take over your life, hijack your intuitive spidey senses. And he just said, gosh, he's been in the street selling his vegetables for the last 15 years. And he said some of the people that have been his customers for that long can't even make eye contact with him anymore. You know, they scurry past and they pretend he's not there. And I've noticed it too when I'm out walking the dog. There are other people out walking their dog, getting their daily exercises, and it makes my heart feel pretty sad, because there is this sickness that is happening, this separation sickness that I've been asking for us to be healing for years and years and years. We have to heal this great separation sickness. This is what the animals in my animal communications, and the animals that have been my teachers, for my wise teachers and my saviors so many times, keep saying we have to heal the separation sickness. And here it is, 2-3 weeks into this period where for the first time the whole world has sort of been forced into solitary confinement, a torture chamber, because you're alone with your mind. And we got to change this. So go and listen to my hour-and-a-half webinar from yesterday if you're interested in hearing more of this and some of the things that we explored as a tribe on how we can really be a verb. Love as a verb in action, as sacred activism, as love warriors. And I'd love to know, who you're going to reach out and touch, how you're deepening your intimacy in your relationships with people that perhaps you're in confinement with, and to watch your energy management. Do not let your brain get hijacked. Do not let your nervous system get hijacked with all this programming, right? A psychic virus is propaganda. The fear that we're starting to see, in the abuse, in the over drinking, in the numbing out, in people actually avoiding eye contact as if you can catch a virus, And that was the title of my conversation yesterday, is you don't need to be afraid of the coronavirus. There's another virus, and this is the psychic virus that ancient wisdom, ancient mystery schools, what I've taught in the medicine wheel program is all about. And that is about Watiko, right? About how to know what it is and how to stop it in its tracks through energy management, through good psychic hygiene, through intuitive, good boundaries, to keep yourself to yourself and to know yourself intimately so that you can keep your heart open and be the change you want to see in the world. Anyway, that's it for today. If you like it, please share it, comment below, and join me tomorrow on another love walk of wisdom with my little friend Archie. Hey, say bye to the people. Bye.